Bangkok, city of angels, city of traffic, city of 1,000 smells, some divine, some less so. And somewhere amidst this glorious, sprawling chaos, you find the floating markets. Picture this, a traffic jam but with boats, longtail boats mostly, packed with tourists mostly, all vying for a glimpse of a rapidly vanishing past. It's a beautiful mess, a chaotic ballet on water. You're promised an authentic slice of Thai life, you get that, plus a healthy dose of selfie sticks and overpriced coconuts. What's not to love, right? They call it the Venice of the East. A rather generous comparison, if you ask me. Venice has gondolas serenading lovers. Bangkok's klongs, or canals, have sputtering long-tail engines serenading, well, everyone within earshot. And the aroma? Less Italian romance, more a complex bouquet of river water, grilled meats, and perhaps a hint of existential despair from a vendor who's seen it all. But don't let my cynicism fool you, there's a certain magic here. A stubborn, beautiful, slightly damp magic that refuses to completely disappear, at least not yet. These markets were once the lifeblood of the city. Before the roads, before the sky trains, before the relentless march of concrete, there was water. Rivers and canals were the highways. People lived, traded, and gossiped on these waterways. This is the floating market experience. Hold on to your hat and maybe your wallet, it's going to be a ride. Let's rewind, way back. Before influencers discovered Damno and Sarawak, before the tour buses lined up like metal elephants, these floating markets weren't a tourist attraction, they were just markets. The original supermarkets, if you will. Bangkok, and indeed much of Thailand, was a water-based society. The Chao Phraya River and its intricate network of klongs were the arteries of commerce, communication, and daily life. People built their homes along these canals. Their lives flowed with the tides. This wasn't some quaint, romantic notion. It was practical. It was efficient. Farmers from the surrounding orchards would load their boats with fresh produce. Think vibrant rambutans, luscious mangosteens, and the king of fruits itself, the mighty, pungent durian. They'd paddle into the city, meeting other boats, trading goods. Fishermen brought their catch, artisans sold their crafts. It was a bustling, organic system, a true community hub floating on the water. No need for fancy storefronts or air conditioning, just a boat, some goods, and a good haggling spirit. The cultural significance, immense. These markets were more than just places to buy groceries. They were social centers. Step right up, folks, and meet the stars of our show. First, the vendors. Often older women, faces etched with the stories of 1,000 tides and 1,000,000 haggles. They sit in their wooden boats, surrounded by pyramids of fruit, sizzling pans of pad thai, or piles of colorful trinkets. Their sales pitch? Sometimes a smile, sometimes a weary sigh, sometimes a surprisingly sharp command to buy something. They've seen generations of tourists come and go. They know the game, and they can spot a sucker from a klong away. Then there are the tourists. Oh, the tourists, armed with cameras bigger than their heads, sporting elephant pants they'd never wear back home, eyes wide with a mixture of wonder and mild panic as their long-tail boat narrowly avoids collision for the 10th time. They're here for authenticity. They're here for the gram. They point, they click, they buy a coconut with a tiny umbrella in it and declare it the best day ever. Bless their sunburnt hearts. They are, after all, a crucial part of this ecosystem now. And then, the wild cards, the monitor lizards. These prehistoric-looking creatures, sometimes surprisingly large, can often be seen sunning themselves on the canal banks. If there's one thing that can redeem almost any situation, it's food. And the floating markets, despite their modern-day quirks, still deliver on that front. Forget your bland hotel buffet. This is where you get the real deal. Cooked right there on a tiny boat, often by a woman who's been making the same dish her entire life. The aromas mingle, charcoal smoke, sizzling garlic, fragrant herbs, sweet coconut. It's an olfactory assault in the best possible way. Your stomach rumbles in anticipation. Or maybe that's just the boat engine. First up, boat noodles. Kway teow reua. A rich, dark, intensely flavored broth, often thickened with a touch of pig's blood. Don't knock it till you've tried it. Thin rice noodles, tender slices of pork or beef. Meatballs, morning glory. Served in a small bowl because traditionally vendors had to hold the bowl and paddle at the same time. It's a punch of flavor. A perfect slurpable start to your market adventure. Just try not to splash too much broth on your fellow passengers. Or on yourself. Then there's the fruit. Thailand is a fruit lover's paradise, and the floating markets are a prime showcase. Section 5. The souvenir hustle, more than just tiny tuk-tuks. Ah, the souvenirs. No trip to a tourist-heavy destination is complete without them. And the floating markets, they are a veritable smorgasbord of things you don't need but will somehow feel compelled to buy. It starts innocently enough, a pretty scarf, a carved soap flower, maybe a little painted elephant. But then, the sheer volume, the sheer variety, it starts to wear you down. The vendors are persistent. Their smiles, sometimes genuine, sometimes a well-practiced art form. Resistance is often futile. You'll find the usual suspects. Tiny tuk-tuk models, of course. Keychains, magnets, t-shirts proclaiming "I love Bangkok" or featuring a slightly aggressive-looking Muay Thai fighter, but then you delve deeper into the rabbit hole. Hand-painted parasols, wooden frogs that croak when you rub their backs, a must-have clearly, coconut shell bowls, fisherman pants in every conceivable color and pattern, promising a level of comfort you've only dreamed of. It's a treasure trove of questionable taste and fleeting utility. The sales tactics are an art form in themselves, the gentle coaxing, the special price just for you, my friend, the sudden dramatic discount if you start to walk away. Section 6. Why the water's receding, the slow inevitable fade. So, why are these iconic markets disappearing? It's not one single villain twirling a mustache, it's a slow creep. A combination of factors like too many ingredients in a soup that's lost its original flavor. Urbanization is a big one. Bangkok has exploded. Concrete has replaced canals. The city's thirst for land is insatiable. Those charming Klong-side communities. Prime real estate, my friend. It's hard for a traditional way of life to compete with a high-rise condominium. Then there's the changing lifestyle. Younger generations, they're not exactly clamoring to spend their days paddling a boat under the hot sun selling mangoes. They want air-conditioned offices, they want iPhones, they want the perceived glamour of city life, not the hard graft of the Klongs. Section 7. Modernity's March, Concrete Jungles versus Canal Dreams. The clash is stark. You're floating down a Klong. Maybe you see a traditional wooden house on stilts, laundry flapping in the breeze. Then, towering behind it, a gleaming glass skyscraper, or a massive elevated expressway, thundering with traffic. It's the story of modern Bangkok in a single frame. The relentless push of development, often at the expense of the city's historical fabric. The canals, once the city's veins, are now often seen as inconvenient obstacles or worse, open sewers. This isn't unique to Bangkok, of course. Cities worldwide grapple with this tension, progress versus preservation, the old ways versus the new. But here, the contrast feels particularly poignant because the water was so integral to the city's identity. To fill in a canal, to build over it, isn't just an engineering project, it's erasing a piece of history, a way of life. It's like paving over a memory. And once it's gone, it's incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to bring back. There are efforts, to be fair. Some conservation projects. Section 8. A personal detour. That time I bought a genuine smile and questionable seafood. I remember one trip, years ago, to a market a bit further out, less polished, more gritty, the kind of place where the boat engines seemed louder, the smells more intense. I was on a mission for real food, whatever that means. I spotted a woman grilling prawns on a tiny charcoal stove in her boat. They looked incredible, big, juicy, glistening. She had a smile that could melt glaciers, or at least melt the cynicism of a jaded traveler like myself. So I ordered a plate. She beamed. I paid. The prawns arrived, and they were, let's just say, not quite as glorious as they appeared. A bit chewy, a bit off. My stomach made a mental note to prepare for battle later. But her smile, man, that smile was genuine. Or at least, it felt genuine. And in that moment, the quality of the prawns almost didn't matter. I'd paid for an experience. Section 9. So long and thanks for all the fish sauce. A witty, waterlogged farewell. So what's the future for Bangkok's floating markets? Will they become mere theme park attractions, preserved in amber like a mosquito from Jurassic Park for tourists to gawk at? Or will they vanish completely, swallowed by the ever-expanding city, remembered only in old photographs and the stories of a few nostalgic old-timers? Honestly, it's probably a bit of both. Some will cling on, adapting, perhaps becoming more show than substance. Others will quietly fade away. It's easy to be cynical, to mock the selfie sticks and the elephant pants, to lament the loss of authenticity. But there's still something undeniably special here. A vibrancy, a chaos that's uniquely Thai. Even in their modern, tourist-heavy incarnation, these markets offer a glimpse, however fleeting, into a different way of life. A life lived on the water, dictated by tides and trade, not traffic lights and quarterly reports, and that's worth something, isn't it? My advice, if you get the chance, go. See them, experience the noise, the smells, the organized bedlam, buy the overpriced coconut, eat the boat noodles, diesel fumes and all, haggle for that ridiculous wooden frog.